Hey, this is Samantha once again. What about in the video? This is a paid request, this time for Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. And for those that are interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called Vendetta from 2013, which I had never heard of. It's pretty much a UK version of Death Wish. And it stars some guy named Danny Dyer, and apparently, read it up in comments and Letterboxd and other sites, a lot of people don't like this guy. A lot of people find him terrible, and like there's a series of Danny Dyer movies, and well, this is, I guess, an okay one. I don't know who the hell Danny Dyer is. I've never heard of the guy. I thought he was alright. I think his acting was fine. His presence, demeanor is lacking the fact of, I don't buy him as this intimidating guy 100%. I don't buy him as this, tough special agent guy 100%. I mean, if you were to tell me of his, James Woods or, Gerard Butler or any number of actors, yes. Here, he wasn't, I don't think he was awful. I mean, I've seen awful. Alexander Nevsky is awful. Jalal Murray is awful. Danny Dyer was fine. It's a pretty average plot. I mean, other than some of the kills our lead guy does, I thought this was just an average movie. Pretty decent cinematography. Again, Danny Dyer, I thought his acting was fine. But again, I don't know shit about Danny Dyer, so I don't have any backstory or, oh, I saw him in this and this. I don't know who the hell he is. But pretty much, the first half I would say is better than the second half. Because I say straightforward, but then in the second half they try to overcomplicate a bit more, and I get it because you don't want to make it just, they figure just a typical movie, but in a weird way, even though I call it average, if it stayed typical, it maybe would have made it better. I know that doesn't make sense, but I don't know how else to word it. Pretty much our lead guy, he was a agent, special forces, mostly in interrogation. He was in the Afghan desert, and his parents get murdered because the guy, the dad, stopped a carjacking. It ended with the death of this guy's brother, and so that guy and his Dane find the guy who happens to be our lead's dad, and finds the mom. They duct tape him. They just, they really does make you feel this Dane are just true scum suckers. You just hate them, and the parents are burned alive, and so our lead is of course pissed. And the idea, it really gives you bad guys this game that you hate, and then so that when our good guy gets the comeuppance upon the bad guys, it's, you root and you cheer. Like there's a scene where that guy, whose brother was dead, who's the leader of this gang, he makes this one girl give him a blowjob because her and her boyfriend wanted drugs, and then, okay, fine, let me see her tits. Oh, you know what? What, you crazy? You think I'm going to do this just because you bitch shows me her tits? I want her to suck my dick. And she does. I did it. They're not badly acted, and it makes you hate the bad guys. Just sometimes you watch a film, the bad guys are just so boring or mediocre, you just don't care, give a shit either way. Here, you root for the comeuppance. At times there are fight scenes. I'm not a fan of the camera work during the fight scenes. At times it's a little bit like this, that kind of thing. I think the fight scenes could be shot a lot better. When he's killing people in the Dane, at least there's inventive ways of doing it, and I would say that's the best part of the movie. But then when it gets in the second half, introducing this guy that's almost like a wannabe Colonel Troutman to our lead character, I guess that's why some people they think of First Blood. Because I'm watching, I still am going, why the hell is people compare this to First Blood? I don't get the First Blood vibe. And I guess that's the, like, but that's thin. That's like anorexic thin. To me, that's like Ally McBeal thin. I mean, Skeletor thin. I don't know. The First Blood comparison was really, I thought, a stretch. Stretch Armstrong's type of stretch. But the second half like starts introducing all these new characters, and I swear some of them just pop up one or two scenes. I'm like, who the hell is that person? And I forgot who that person is, and who's that person? And oh, it's this former unit. I like okay, you don't find his former unit, but not really. But then they set that up like as a sequel, which it never got a sequel. This was 2013, it's 2022. Damn, almost 10 years later. As far as I know, there's no sequel. And sometimes our lead character is fighting with his wife or ex-wife. I don't know, but then they get right into bed, and I thought those scenes, they try to make it where the guy showcasing the lead character is crazy, but I didn't really buy 100% because we've seen just how vile these bad guys are and what they did to their parents. So anyway, if you try to make this guy think people think he's too crazy, he's like, no, I've seen what the bad guys have done. He's not crazy enough. I mean, Man on Fire, I think did this a lot better. That's kind of what it is. Like, go watch Man on Fire. Because that's about a guy who thinks this person he cared for, the girl, died. And then he goes on his revenge rampage. I mean, Man on Fire definitely has a lot more style and a lot more depth, and the acting is stronger. I mean, you just go watch Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Among many other... I mean, I would say I enjoyed this more than, what was that, Bad Day of the Cut, or whatever. Because it doesn't have some stupid moral ending. And, spoiler alert, the way he kills these people, the guy, the leader, whose brother was dead, he fucking threatens to cut his ears off. And then he like burns the guy alive after he gets some names out of him. Burns the guy alive in the car. And the guy's begging for his life. He makes one guy swallow cement. And when the cops find him, like they tap his stomach and poop, poop, poop. So the inside hardened with cement. I thought that was really clever. That was really interesting. There's one guy that he kind of takes some chemicals and melts him. But not like truly graphic. It's you hear the scream, and then it cuts back. And you see the guy's head's a bit burned. Because when I think melt, I think like you literally see Street Trash. If you don't know that movie, look up that movie Street Trash. Like that's melting. Or like a head like. So melting is the wrong word. I would say burn. Supposedly melted, but it is more burned by these chemicals. So burn to me is better fit. And like I said though, Danny Dyer, I didn't hate his performance. I don't think the acting was really that bad. It's just one of those, you've seen this done so many times, and it's weird to say it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. You can say, what about the second half? But even then, it's just, okay, it's Guardian Revenge, like Death Wish, or a guy's former team goes after him. I'm like, if I want to watch that, I'll watch Broken Path with Johnny Yong Bosch. Broken Fist, Broken Path, the Tattoo Yakuza, the other 80 names it has. I watch that about a guy whose team goes after him. There's plenty of other movies where a guy whose team goes after him because of X, Y, and Z reasons. There's plenty of movies like that. And even then, it's not like you get fights and battles and shootouts. No. So, it's an average, maybe even below average. I'd probably say below average. So this one is, I'd probably give like a 2.5 out of 5 star. Because I would never watch this film again. Like I said, the action There's not a whole lot of action. Really, it's just when he kill. And you know what? If I want that, I'll go watch the Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis, which has more gore. I like the Death Wish with Bruce Willis. I like the film. I thought that was underrated. I don't think it was as bad as people make it out to be. In fact, for another video, I'm gonna write that down. That reminds me. What was that? 2018, somewhere around there. That's a film like everybody hated, but I'm like, I thought this was pretty decent. I guess if either you're a hardcore Danny Dyer fan, or you need to see every film reminiscent of Death Wish, sure. There's another film I saw that, fuck, what was it? There was a vigilante film that was really good. I forgot the name of it though. I've seen so many movies. It was a guy, and by the end of the film, there was a trial, and he gave a pretty good speech, and some people who were like fans of the guy, like they bought into him. Kind of like Joker, how they were fans of Joker, rooting for him. He was like fan of the vigilante, and they break him out of jail, and he escapes because of that. I forgot the name of that. That was really good. That I liked more than this. I apologize. That was another request, but that was like a year or two ago at least. I can't remember. I'm getting older. It's not a rant because it's nothing to get that angry or pissed off about. It's just kind of been there, done that. I've seen it done much worse. I've seen it done much better. I've seen it done much better. Maybe if it carried the first half plot in its simplicity, and then maybe the Dane is bigger than he thought, and then that gets into some shootout scenes, and get some better shootout scenes, some better gunfight, some gunfight battles, maybe some stuff with a shotgun, or maybe other tactics he uses for interrogation. He's used on each bad guy's going through like a warehouse or going through this gang territory, or I don't know. Like, I think the first half I could deal with. The second half, like I said, introducing all these different characters. I'm like, who the hell is that? Okay, who the hell is that? Well, okay, who's that? Who? What? Okay, they're part of the team. What? Where's this movie going now? And spoilers, the ending. This is how it ends. He gets to the last guy, and the guy goes, "You're driving that car, you didn't realize what's in the trunk?" He opens the truck, his wife, ex-wife, whoever, is dead. So he shoots the guy. Turns around, there's a cop that's been trying to catch you throughout the entire movie. There's also a buddy of our lead character, and like a... I don't want to say SWAT, because it's London, that's not what it's called, but I don't know what it's called in London. If anyone's in London, I don't know what your version of SWAT team is, but it's like for us it'd be called SWAT team. And the lead guy's buddy goes, "Wait a minute, that guy you had in jail, you let him go? Why you tell him? Tell him that you let this guy go and the guy killed his wife. His wife's dead because of you." So it was his wife, because they say wife and she's got the ring on her finger. But it seemed like they were a bit separated or something. I don't know. Anyway. And the cop admits, "Okay, fine, but you know what? Shit happens." And the SWAT team hears it, and they let the guy go. The lead guy's ready to kill the cop, but he smacks him. He walks off. And then I guess he's going to do more vigilante stuff from random people. And then it ends. Then there's a scene in the middle of the credits where two guys are going to try to hunt him down who were part of his team. And I'm like, okay. Whatever. I didn't really give a shit about that part of the story. I really didn't. So again, it's just one of those that, to repeat myself, unless you're a big Danny Dyer fan, or you need to watch every Death Wish variation, okay. The way he interrogates, kills some people is inventive. I said Danny Dyer, I didn't think he was as bad as some people made it out to be. But again, you gotta think of the movies I've seen. You know, I've seen Neil Breen films. I've seen Alexander Nevsky films. I hit the wannabe shitty Russian Arnold Schwarzenegger guy. Was a Showdown Manila, and was a Moscow Heat I saw, and some other dog shit he was in. Like, he's better than Nevsky. He's better, you know. But at the same time, it's not like he was, oh wow, I need to check out more of his stuff. He was like the movie. He was average. He was like the movie. He was average. I would say he's average. The movie's average to below average. Maybe below average. Just, well, 2.5 out of 5 is in the middle, so I guess that would be average. I don't really know what else to say. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.